We'll kick off with Charlie from the Sun.
Mikel, what's the mood in the dressing room now? Is it one of utter relief, one of jubilation? What's it like?
It was a relief, but a very clear understanding that that the margin should have been bigger. And after not being precise enough in the first half with the amount of situation that we generated inside the opposition box, and we didn't pick the right color of shirts in so many occasions, we have an overload clearly to do that. We had to improve in the second half in relation to that. I think we did it. We generated more chances, score a goal, but after we had a period of 2-3 minutes in deep, totally passive with horrible defensive habits, that is nowhere near the level that is required against a team that hasn't had a single shot. The first time that they had the opportunity to do it, they scored the goal, and this is the Premier League. And unfortunately, we are relieved because we managed to score a goal at the end and go and win it, but we need to improve in that sense for sure.
Gary from Sky.
Mikel, there were times, I think, last season before maybe, when you wouldn't have come back to win a game like that. The grit of determination you showed to come back up as well to the late equaliser. Is that the difference that makes the Premier League winner?
That's something very positive, but I don't put it down sometimes to, resilience and we motivate and go. No, it's what happened before. We should have stopped the source before. And that's on us. And you have to give credit to Wolves and what they've done. I watched the game when they played Stamford Bridge, when they played against Villa, and how unlucky they were not to get a result. So I knew that that wasn't going to be an easy game at all. But we made it even harder with what we did in the manner that we conceded the goal, and that's unacceptable.
Back to 5 points ahead in the Premier League. What do you do now with this week off to make sure you go to Everton and stay top of the table for Christmas?
Well, what we have to do now is reset, give them 2 days that they can decompress a little bit, and then we have a long week that we can prepare. When we don't train, there are things that slowly they deteriorate, and certain habits that start to deteriorate because you don't train them, and use that opportunity to do that. Give everybody a boost, because we know that the Christmas period is a lot of times a season definer, and we want to be on top of it.
Tom from Reach.
Hi, Mikel.
Hi.
I know there's always a lesson to be learned from every game, but is there ever a game like that where you just think, let's put that in a box, forget that ever happened, and move on to the next one?
Learn from that and then move on. Yes, and every time you win the Premier League, you should be happy and you should be conscious of the difficulty of it. But we made it even harder for ourselves today, and that's the big lesson that we have to do. When the opponent merits something, that's fine, and they did a lot of things to make it difficult for us. But as well, the things that are on us, we should make sure that we improve them.
Alex, BBC.
Hi, Mikel. It's a natural thing for a team to want to protect their lead and get deeper and deeper, but how would you stop your side doing that when the margins are so small and there's so much on the line?
No, it's deeper, and then we have the ball in the hands of the keeper and we don't play, we just kick it. No. This is on us, and we have to continue to play in the manner that we have to play. We can manage the result in a certain way, but it has to be being ourselves, and we can defend deep because they commit a lot of plays, so it's a moment that you cannot press them, that's fine, but the level of activity in that block has to be very different to the one that we had.
Simon Levy Standard.
Mikel, you spoke about this week about the dangerous cycle with injuries. Is Ben an example of that, and how's he doing? How does it look like a hamstring issue?
Exactly that. Obviously, hasn't played a lot of minutes because the previous knee issue that he had. Then the moment he started to get some momentum, he had to play a lot because we didn't have any other solution. We had to even risk today Willie because probably wasn't their best call to play 90 minutes because we were buying tickets for another injury, but we don't have anybody else. But that's bad news for sure.
Athletic.
What was the issue with Ben?
Looks like a hamstring, so we don't know the extent of that, but probably tomorrow or the day after we'll know more.
Isan Daily Mail.
Mikel, this is the first time this season in the first half you failed to take a shot on target.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, it's the worst team in the Premier League. How has that happened, and are you not frustrated?
Well, because we didn't pick up the right color of the shirts, and when you have a free header 1 meter, normally we put the ball not on target, in goal. And we put it out, and time again. It is frustrating, yeah, but this is the game. But I expect to hit the right color. You have to be one in the back post to hit it every single time at this level. And today we haven't done it, so we started to make things more difficult for us.
Okay, last couple. Dave, Guardian.
Hi, Mikel. It felt very flat inside the stadium in the first half today. I don't know if you felt that as well, but I suppose the question is, did you feel there was complacency inside the stadium today?
I don't know. Before Brentford, I called everybody at 7:30. Today was a late kickoff. I forgot to say that. But at the end, we have to completely do the game if we want to get that as well. So there's nothing to question to our supporters. It has to come from us. In the last minute, everybody was cheering and jumping off his seats. That's normal and understanding. Hopefully, we can do it from the first minute.
Okay, finally, Hamza from the Times.
Hi, Mikel. I know you said you were disappointed with a lot in that match, but that last 4 minutes, was that full gas, like you said? Was that what you wanted?
Yeah, but full gas has to be from the 1 to the 96, and there were moments that we tried without being very, very efficient and probably not as clinical as we should be in defining moments. But then, yeah, and I don't think it's on purpose, but there were moments that obviously the period in the second half after scoring the goal, that is not what we want. That's for certain, and we have to improve.
Okay, thanks everyone.
Yeah, thank you. Hello. Yeah, can start.
Pretty performance, but in the end, luck decided the game, and it was bad luck from the team. How did you see that?
It was bad luck, but look, they earn it. That's why they are where they are. They're a brilliant team. I'm not going to complain about luck. I'm proud of the lads tonight, but obviously it hurts that we've lost the game.
At the back.
Just congratulations, obviously. Just wanted to know how important is it to keep squad harmony together and also keep the boys together after results like this, and given obviously your position in the league table?
Yeah, look, it's tough when you're losing games, but performances can help. And we saw a really committed performance. We're struggling at the moment for results, but what we're not searching all the time for performances, and to come here to arguably the best team in Europe at the moment, we're not going to be able to open up. We're not going to, we had to take more. Monday night we took more risk. We opened up, and Manchester United did what they did in the second half. We weren't able to do that here. So we saw a team that were focused. They followed the game plan. They stuck together, showed a spirit, took the moment when it came, and almost delivered a sort of a perfect game in terms of what we can deliver at the moment. So that keeps people together.
Yeah.
The overall possession is interesting because Wolves had 29%, but then when we look at it in terms of the game state, when it was 1-0 Arsenal, it was more like 50-50 was up, as Wolves had like extended periods of time on the board, resulting in the equaliser. So how exciting is that for you? And would it be ways for you to play more expansively against Brentford next weekend?
Yeah, I mean, we played more expansively in other games. Obviously, coming here, it'd be difficult to do that from the first minute. They would pick us off. It wouldn't be the right thing to do. Once we're 1-0 down, clearly then we've got to play with a little bit more risk. We made some changes, both personnel and tactically as well, and changed the shape. And obviously then it was almost perfect. We found a way at the right moment we thought it was the right moment to get that equaliser. Look, I'd love to be able to come here and go toe-to-toe with Arsenal. And if I'm ever lucky enough in my lifetime to be able to come here and go, yeah, do you know what, we can go and have a bit of a tear up with these, then I'll be doing all right. We're not quite there at the moment, so we had to go about it in that way tonight.
Yeah.
You alluded to this already, I think, but a lot of people out there think all is lost for Wolves in the Premier League this season. But if you're going to come to Arsenal, who are the favourites to win the title, the best team in Europe arguably at the moment, and come that close to getting a result, can you sense in the dressing room that's something for you to build on?
Yeah, of course. I mean, we did it. We went to Villa a couple of weeks ago, and we're similar. Took a lot more of the ball at Villa that day as well. We were good. So we've had two brilliant, I would say brilliant, in terms of following the plan, away performances. and we've been a little bit more mixed at home. So there's certainly things to take. There's a lot of positives there, but it's another loss, and that's what hurts. So the dressing room was flat because of the nature of it and how it happened. In the cold light of day, and when the emotion sort of goes, we'll be able to take a lot from it. There's no doubt about it. I don't see a group of men that have given up. So we've got to keep going.
Nick, please. Despite what you say about everything, it's bizarre, isn't it, for Wolves to score all 3 goals and lose? That's just an unusual match.
Yeah, if someone would have said to me that at the beginning, we're going to score 3 tonight, you know, I'd have been like, yeah, all right, take that. It was bizarre circumstances. But again, I just said it in one of the other interviews, he's aiming for that, for the corner, he'd be aiming for that position. So it's brilliant from them. You know, but then it's just unfortunate for us how it went in.
Hi Rob, how are Johnson and Mascara in the dressing room, given they scored the 2 goals and Mascara in particular?
Yeah, they're flat, they're down. Yerson especially, he's emotional. He's an emotional guy. You could see him on the floor for a long, long time. You know, it's tough for him. But these are the basic things that we've got to value and do better. Be better at. We've got to stop crosses. We've got to defend the box. You know, Arsenal, when they do chop inside, they've got players that can deliver quality, and they did that. But what I've got to say is that one moment then can't change my whole outlook and emotion on the game. You know, because if almost that hadn't have happened, or if we'd have cleared that, then I could be sitting here talking to you about a brilliant performance. We've taken a point and we can build on it. We still should be able to do that, taking that last 90 seconds or so out of the game.
Rob, is it sort of pleasing for you that the 2 substitutes in Mane and Tony were the ones that combined for that moment as well? Because you did put a lot of those attacking players on later in the game. Yeah, I mean, I can't remember what minute the goal was for them, their first one. What was it? Anyone help me with that? But yeah, so I didn't want to make the change too soon and open up too early, so it was a case of we'll make another 2 changes, 75, 78-ish maybe, and then it was like Mane was planned for 85, and then we'll just chuck everything at it. And obviously then we started to get some momentum and we're pushing, and that momentum was followed with a goal, so it was great that the 2 of them were involved, yeah. For both of them, sort of individually for different reasons, Tony's first Premier League goal, Mane's an 18-year-old lad to come on and have an impact away at Arsenal. 2 big moments for them, sort of for different reasons, really. Yeah, great moments for them, and hopefully they can build on them as well. Now, Mane's obviously a young lad that we like, and you know, it's 4 appearances in a row. I think he's made for us now as well. And I think he'd come on in a game before we came in as well, so 5 for him in between. Anyway, he's a plus for us, and yeah, it's good for Tolu. You know, he's an emotional guy, and I think, you know, he's still learning and got, you know, lots to do, but we can really try and help him work together to bring more out of him, because he's got something. You approach the away end as you have done for every game, sort of very close to them, and you seem to, if I got this correct, encourage the players to go as sort of the closest possible. I think it was Matt Doherty who was at the front of that queue. What's the thought process there, I suppose, and that reception from the away end was pretty positive.
Yeah, it was very positive. I think they saw the commitment from the lads, and they saw a team that was fighting for them. I think they understand the situation that we're in, and the club is in at the moment. So if they see a team that's fighting for them, playing for the badge, and you know the commitment that I've talked about a lot that I want to see from my team, then I think they can get on board with that, even if we don't get points. So that was good, and yeah, I always want to try and encourage the lads to show their appreciation. It's tough, it's difficult. Fans will be down, and I understand it, I get it. But yeah, I'll always do that and try and encourage the boys to do it as well. The fans are amazing. Just feel for them at the moment.
Hi Rob, with Craigie midfield seems a bit more defensive stability. And Joao Gomez as well seems to be the player used to trigger in the press. Do you think Gomez can be an important player?
Oh, he is an important player. Yeah, he's really good. I thought he was excellent tonight. I thought his timing of when to go, some of his regains were brilliant. He was aggressive at the right times, and then he gave us a little bit of either a counter-attacking option or a bit of calm, and was able to give us a little bit of the ball and take this thing out of the game. So yeah, he was really good. And Krejci was by trade probably, I know he's more of a defender, but with what we've got at the moment as well, one or two missing, and he provides, you know, someone that can play in a couple of different positions, and that's really important.
Do you think Strand Larsen's lacking a bit of confidence?
No, I just think like this is how it can go for strikers. At times you can thought he scored a great goal at Villa the other week and obviously got chalked out with the sort of offside decision. He's fighting and working really hard for the team, and good things will come if you keep working really hard as he is. Then good things will come.
Thank you very
much. Thanks, guys.